right, let's try this again here. There we go. It's a little better. A little bit hot. Okay, I think we're all set up now. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for your patience. I don't know what's been going on with the internet lately. AIS has changed their packages, and they no longer have this 150 baht deal where you get 100 gigabytes. And so I'm on my last package, and then you have to go back to. Hey Tony, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning, everybody. And then you have to go back to paying whatever it is they want per gigabyte. Now, just a little FYI, I am not drinking coffee today. Right now I'm drinking some tea. Non-caffeinated tea. This is what I'm drinking. Hopefully, there we go. It's a little better. Heladiv chamomile, finest quality, caffeine-free tea. I don't know why. I saw an article few days ago. I was reading it about this guy who decided to go without caffeine. He said it was amazing how he felt after 30 days and how he realized just how reliant he was on coffee. And you know, for me, I don't really even feel like it gives me a jolt anymore, which is obviously not a good thing. It doesn't like, oh wow, I'm awake now. It's a habit. That's all it is a habit. Things are picking up here in Thailand. So there will be no more espresso in the morning. No more espresso in the morning. There will be. Yeah, I'm watching them, Soy Dog Cowboy. I'm watching them. I'm watching them. Adesanya, Cannonier, and Volkanovski and Max Holloway, which should be a great fight. I like both of those guys. I like all these guys. They're all good fighters, and you know. Anyway, this is like I said, this is some tea, and what I've done is put a little, you know, and I hate to sound hoity-toity, and you know, but this has got some lemon in it and also some ginger because it's supposed to help your stomach. And since my stomach is not all that great lately, I need all the help that I can get. Who's this coming up here? Oh, Alex Pereira and what the hell's his name? It's a good fight. And Strickland, right? Is it Strickland or is it? Yeah, I believe it's Strickland. Anyway. Yeah, that's right, Strickland. Robbie Lawler, and who's he fighting? He's gonna get beat. Yeah. just like if you guys were watching earlier, if you were watching this, Cowboy Cerrone fought Jim Miller, and even Cowboy uh, Cerrone said, "My heart's just not in it." And when you get that feeling, it's time to get out. So he got out in the right time. He probably got himself a little payday here, and he's all right. And I always liked the guy. He was always a good fighter. So, but I'm anxious to see what happens. Oh, this is Sugar Shane. All right. So anyway, so that's going on at the same time while I'm streaming. Thank you for reminding me, Soda Cowboy, although I did not forget. Because I've been watching it since, I don't know, 6:30 in the morning, something like that. So, obviously I'm back from Kanchanaburi. That was a nice little trip to get out. Hey, Bo, when are you going to Phuket? I know Friday or Thursday or what? Do you know? All right. Anyway, so there's a chance that I'll be going to Phuket, and obviously seeing what's going on there. It was interesting to see that Kanchanaburi, as expected, there's more people there. It's not rocket science. I hate to say this again. It's not rocket science. If you take away the restrictions, more people will come, and they're predicting 9 million tourists for this year, which nothing to sneeze at. Let me see here. I saw a little article about it. Upbeat over the tourist numbers. Yeah, this is the prime minister who's very upbeat, but I don't know if he'll be so upbeat later this month when he's going in front of Parliament. He's under pressure now, and he may be censored. And anyway, he's upbeat about hearing the kingdom is expected to welcome over 9 million inbound international visitors and generate 1.2 trillion baht by the end of the year, which is great. However, supposedly the numbers of COVID cases have been rising slowly. Top arrivals by air include nationals from India, Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, and the United States. Malaysian, Lao, Cambodian, Vietnamese, and Chinese nationals are among the top land border arrivals. Yeah, so people are starting to come back from the neighboring countries. So this is good news. If you're going to come over, I would come over sooner than later. If you don't plan on making yearly trips or whatever, I would come over now and not come over in 6 months. You can do both, but anyway, up to you. Tourism businesses joining the scheme must not mark up the prices for their accommodation. Blah blah blah. Yeah, there's all kinds of little deals going on, and they're putting together little packages to help get people to come here. But 9.3 million foreign arrivals are expected this year. That's very good. Well, it's funny that you say that. What do I do with my little paper? It is rainy right now, but it's the rainy season. It's the low season. Thai baht 35.56, which is great for tourists. 57 is the air quality. 87 is the temperature. High of 88, low of 78. The feel like temperature right now is 97 degrees. 70% humidity. Visibility 6 miles, and a 50% chance of rain today, and this week 60 to 90% depending on the day. So it will be raining all week. But you know what? Thailand's a little different than, like, say, Miami, where I grew up. In Miami, it rains for hours and hours and hours. In Thailand, it rains like 20 minutes. And then, maybe it'll continue for another hour or two, but it'd be rather light. But it's only heavy for short periods of time. Once in a great while, you get a really long rain, but most of the time it's very short, so you wait it out. The other day I waited it out. Well, it was when I was in Kanchanaburi. I was walking along and I thought, oh, what's that over there? It looks like a coffee shop. I go in, and as soon as I went in, it started just pouring rain. Had my coffee, I'm sitting there and I thought, okay, it's still raining. Do I want to go out and get wet, or what do I want to do? So I waited another 10 minutes and the rain had stopped. That's kind of how it works. All right, so Sugar Shane is going up right now. Is that Canelo in his corner? It's got Canelo Alvarez in his corner. The guy's like, if he's not Canelo, he looks exactly like him. Anybody else watching this besides me and the soy dog? So anyway, like I've been saying, there are some things in the works. I don't hate any of them, It's all a shtick, man. It's a shtick. And yeah, some of them are pricks, but, I don't let it get to me. He's not in my circle, so what does it matter to me? I just want to see the guy fight. More fighters just fought. They didn't have to talk. They didn't have to just fight. Same with actors and actresses. I don't want to hear, or singers. I don't want to hear their political views. I don't want to hear, there was some girl, I don't even know who she is. She came out the other day and she was singing, and then she started into some diatribe about politics and, the new abortion law. And people were writing on Twitter like, why are you doing this? We don't give a shit what you think. And she's like, well, this is my platform, and I'm an artist, and I can choose to use it however I want. But what they fail to realize is, listen, I don't go to boxing events or MMA events. I've never gone to one of those events to see, like, what somebody says. I've never gone to a concert because I wanted to hear, oh gosh, I really want to hear what the lead singer thinks about Joe Biden. I've never done that. So, I wish they would just... And that goes with these guys, too. And, some of these guys are knuckleheads. Now, I know that Sean O'Malley's a loudmouth, and everybody wants to see him get his mouth shut, but so was Muhammad Ali. And, I mean, you could say a lot of things, but they all have their shtick, So I try not to take it. I try not to give it too much weight. Anyway. Well, we already know that. That was not the point. The point was that a lot of people talk smack to sell fights. Listen, look at Conor McGregor. I mean, in the beginning, he could do no wrong. He was great. However, when's the last time he won a fight? It's been a while. Every time he talks smack, he gets his ass kicked. So, I mean, it is what it is. And, he can be a prick, too. There's a lot of people out there who can be pricks. We'll see what happens. Now, I have to say that I did go to a dispensary the other day. And I was surprised. Pleasantly surprised. The reason, well, first of all, it was quite a bit smaller than I thought. I don't know what I expected, but it was just a tiny little place. I mean, couldn't have been more than 10, maybe 12 feet wide, and about I don't know, maybe 30 feet long. It was just a little place, and I took video, shot some photos and stuff. I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put it up, and yeah, and the thing is that, you know, as skinny as he would smash a lot of guys relatively easy, and that's what people don't understand. So he's in a position where, hey, he wants to make the money, and the way to make the money is either get people to hate you or get people to love you, or just you knock everybody out or whatever. We'll see what he does, but I think he's going to win this fight. Anyway, getting back to this, I go in, and the Grab driver takes me, drops me off, and I go, I don't see any place. I'm like, what do you drop me off? He goes, oh, we've already passed it. I go, where? I don't see it. I thought, all right, let's not get carried away. So I get out, turn on the Google Maps, and I'm like standing like right in front of it, and across the street. I look over, there's a big old sign in green in Thai, and I actually saw the Thai, and I read it, and I went, oh. And then I looked up, boom, there it is, Sukhumvit. Not Sukhumvit, not Sukhumvit, but Sukhumvit. And like I said, not a huge place, but there was about half a dozen people in the place, and maybe half a dozen people, including the staff, which there's 3 or 4 people. And basically, they just had everything stuck right out in little jars there. They had a bunch of pipes and all kinds of stuff, and some stuff on the walls. They're playing music, and people were running in and out. It wasn't like people were hanging out, because this is not Amsterdam. You're not allowed to indulge on the premises. Yeah, I don't think this fight's going to go very long, to be honest. I think he's too big and too skilled. Anyway. Don't forget about boxing, too. I think it's going to come, and the end is going to come quickly. Anyway, I got to keep reading and talking about this stuff, because, it was very clear to me, like, I walked into a place and I'm like, holy shit, man, I am out of my depths. I got no clue about anything anymore when it comes to what they're selling. We're talking about 45 years ago, when I was around, and that was my world. People everywhere, everywhere that I knew, all my friends in school and everything. Well, not all my friends, but a lot of them. They were engaging in, they go in before school, they toke a bird, and and that was the norm. But it was nothing like it is now. I mean, it is so organized, and I mean, it's like when you go in there, you do whatever you want to do. You pick whatever you want to pick. Is there anything else? No. Boom. They say, what's your name? You go stand back. They go, okay, one moment, please. They do whatever they have to do. And then they give you a little package, and you say goodbye. And that was it. I don't know. I want to see what it's like after a couple of days. And, I'd like to go 30 days like this other guy did. I want to see. So, like I said, I'm drinking non-caffeinated tea right now, but we'll see if after a couple of days I'm starting to go crazy without the espresso, without the caffeine. But I was really, and this place is a rather small place. I mean, you know, they do have some other places, and I may go to some and get some footage from some other places, but, you know, it's just not my scene. But I was looking for the edibles, and they didn't have any. They did have the CBD oil, and it was pretty expensive. I was surprised. It was anywhere from 1,800 to about 3,000 baht, depending on the percentage of, I don't know what the percentage was supposed to, I don't know if it was THC or whatever it was, because I don't think that's in there, but I don't know. But the percentage, as the percentage went up, the price went up. So, it was interesting, but they didn't have any brownies or cookies, and I know those are being sold, which is what I was looking for, in addition to just getting some footage and just checking it out. You know, I guess it's a good thing, but they came out, some people came out, who is this? This was just the other day. Yeah, I guess Khao San Road, the people are trying to get Khao San Road to be the hub of cannabis for Bangkok, for Thailand. It's going to be the place, and some people don't like that. So let me read this article real quick. Yeah, see, you know, I hear people say that, and I mean, like right now, I'm not fully awake. Yeah, I've been up for like 3 hours, and I'm not fully awake. But, you know, even if I had a coffee, I'd be like this. So what's the point? You know, and I go to Starbucks and I'm like, why am I here? I got coffee at home. Okay, so I can sit here. Now, if I meet some people or something like that, that's different. If there's a reason to go, which is just like travel. For me, if I have a reason, like I really want to go somewhere. Like for me to go to Uruguay, I don't have a reason to go to Uruguay. Why would I go there? I'm not like, oh, I want to go explore Uruguay. It's not on my list of places I want to really get into. So I have no reason. And it's the same thing. You know, I'm like, if it's not doing anything for me, then what am I drinking it for? Why am I paying all this money? You know, I always got to have coffee. I got Vietnamese coffee, and I got 2 coffees from the grocery store, you know, as a backup. I mean, I got enough coffee to last me for 2-3 months. Do I need it? No, I probably don't. Now, maybe in a couple of days, I'm going to be crying, and I'll be saying yes. It's just like sugar. Doing without the sugar. Trying to go without the sugar. I'm trying to, you know, clean up my act a little bit. A little cleaner eating, drinking, you know. Nothing's going on in this fight yet. But like I said, I have a feeling it's going to be one punch, one movement, one execution, and that it'll be over. And this guy's so aggressive, he might get caught coming in. But he's a tough dude. I've seen this guy fight before. He's tough. Ooh. If you doubted the legislation of cannabis without regulation in Thailand as too good to be true, the backlash that has already begun will be no surprise. Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has already curbed cannabis patents to prevent foreign market domination and banned its use on military sites, while vendors selling joints were shut down on Khao San Road after viral videos spawned complaints that the plant was being used for recreational pleasure, not medical treatments. Well, they're the ones who said you can use it in your house. So I don't understand what the problem is. Astonishingly, the Thai parliament is yet to deliberate on a bill to legislate controls in the cultivation and use of cannabis and marijuana products at this time, leaving a legislative twilight zone and a current free-for-all. It's the loophole. Now the government is under pressure to ban young people, which is a good thing, from access to cannabis and regulate recreational use after 33 organizations joined together to submit a letter calling for action yesterday. I think we should just let the world be a free-for-all. Whatever you want to do it. As long as you're not killing somebody and stealing from somebody. If you don't like what somebody... I got to tell you, I had a little ordeal. I went to somebody's apartment the other day. And I don't know... I'd like to know what you guys think. Because I was not trying to be a dick about it. But, I say my goodbyes. I get in the... I don't have my mask on. My pal doesn't have his mask on. Nobody really was wearing masks. I get into the elevator, and it's a big elevator. It's not a tiny little elevator. I get in, and there's this guy. Now, the fact that he was gay meant nothing, but he was as gay as they come. He was a foreigner, and he was a big old goofy looking guy. And I just noticed, I walked in, said my goodbye, and I pushed the button, and he's in the back corner, and I get kind of in the other corner because I don't want to be, I don't want to be near the guy. I don't want to invade his space, and I don't want him in my space. Now, I don't have my mask on. This guy has his mask on. He says, put your mask on. I just ignored him because I don't respond to that kind of shit. I don't care who you are. I stood there. He goes, hey, can you put your mask on? The door starts closing. He hits the button to stop the door. He goes, you need to put your mask on. I said, says who? He didn't say anything. So then he got out. He gets out, and he's standing there, and the door starts closing. As the door was almost closed, he goes, asshole. Which, I wasn't trying to be difficult, but... And, I was standing... quite a fair ways away from him. Just 5 feet away from the guy. Now, granted, it's not ventilated, so, he does have a point, but he gets out, the door starts to close, he goes, asshole, and then all of a sudden the door opens up again. And I thought, I wonder what happened, and I hit the button. The door starts closing. I think, okay, we're on our way. Boom, the door opens again. And I went, what the I hit the button again. It opens again. Finally, I go, oh. I go out and I go, you want to let the door close? And then the door closed and went down. But he was that difficult about it. And I really, I don't know how I feel about it, to be quite honest, because it just happened in the spur of the moment. And I'm curious to know what you guys think. Please let me know, whether it's in the chat or in a comment. I'd like to know. Listen, nobody's wearing them. You don't have to. But, okay, I was getting in an elevator. 5 feet away from the guy, or whatever it was, 4 feet away from the guy. He got pissy. And then I'm thinking to myself, hey, you don't like it, get over it. We're not in America. And I thought to myself, hey, this isn't a good situation. But then the door started closing. I'm like, okay, well, it is what it is. And, listen, I know a lot of people say this. Hey, how come you didn't knock out Ricky Drama when he walked up on you? Hey, how come you didn't do... Because that's not the way that you handle things smartly. Because if I did that, you know damn well that the elevator has a camera in it. All they have to do, the guy, he's crying. All they have to do is go back to the tape. Boom, you're busted. Sorry. You're going to jail. Oh, the fight's over? Well, that was quick. Well, you're not in Thailand, Gennaro. Now, did this go the distance? No contest. What happened? I missed it. Come on. I'm over here yapping away and I miss it. What happened? I would have told the guy to F off, especially another expat. Well, I mean, I just ignored him. Listen, when people say something like that, I don't have to respond to you. You know, and I it's not, I really don't think of it as I'm trying to be difficult, but, I don't want any confrontation. You leave me the fuck alone, and I'll leave you alone. I don't tell you that you have to put it on or that you have to take it off, so don't tell me. The guy that I'm standing there with, he doesn't have a mask on either. So, however, I will say, in the interest of just making things easy, it would have been easy to put it on. But, I mean, after almost 3 years, well, I just didn't like the, and then he got snooty about it. Like that kind of, that's why I brought up, listen, as we all know, Chuck is left last night at midnight. He's out of here. He's going to Europe for, I think, 24 days or 21 days. Then he's coming back to the United States. Then he's supposed to be back to Thailand in October. And then we are supposed to go somewhere at the beginning of the year, sometime, in the first couple of months of the year, he wants to go somewhere. I'm leaning towards Africa, so I got to make a good case to him why we should go there. Well, it's closer. I think we've never been there. Well, I've never been there. This will be quite an experience. We need to go to this place. I don't want to go. South America's too damn far away. If I'm going to South America, then I might as well go to America. Anyway, the guy was snooty. Like, it was like I got in and I just hear this, huh. And I was like, what the and I look, put your mask on. And it's like, what? Like a little girl. And I was like, that's why I just was like, I'm not going to say anything. Because if I said anything, then it would have really been on. I didn't want to, what's the word that I'm looking for? Exasperate. What is the word? Even Nicholas used it, to ramp up or whatever. Let me see here. Escalate. I didn't want to escalate things. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I'm deaf. It's a fashion statement. I mean, the other day you saw I got in a taxi. Guy doesn't have his mask on. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm not. I'm not worried. I'm vaccinated. And so I'm kind of wondering, what is that going to start happening here? Because it hasn't happened with Thais, although I have got a few dirty looks, and this has been me walking outside. I've got a few, old men that have their mask on, they got their 3 masks on and they're looking at me. Like that. That's happened. But other than that, I mean, everybody's fine. They've been cool about it. I'm down by my local train station last week. These hipster type doofuses are hanging out with no mask on. Then one girl puts her mask on for a group selfie. Oh, God. Well, I just missed that fight. I completely missed it. I don't know what happened. It was a no contest. Somebody got cut or something. Well, I don't know. Anyway. Well, listen. I hate to say it. You can't do everything that you think you should do. If I did that, I mean, I'd be, yeah, I would, I'd probably get the death penalty. Seriously. Because, in my head, I think things and I just think, I better not do that. That might not be the best, that might not provide the best outcome. You know, I mean, you have no idea. I start thinking about machetes and baseball bats and, elbows, and it's not the way you handle things. And I know that, that's what I mean. It's very easy to think, just, crack the dude. If I was 16 years old, okay, maybe. But then I saw something, and I haven't watched it. There's a video on YouTube, and it's a very good channel. It's like LA something. I forget the name of it. Maybe you should watch it, But the guy says, the title of the video is, I killed a guy with one punch. And I don't know exactly what happened, but we've all heard the story. You hit a guy and he falls down, maybe he bangs his head on the floor, or on the ground, or on a wall, or whatever, and that's it. He's done. And then you're done. That's how I think now. I want to live out my waning years. And when I say waning, they're waning. It's only what? August, September, October, 3 months, and I'm the big 6-0. So, you got to be smart. Live the longest life that you can without doing time. I mean, that's in a Thai prison. That's the best thing. Which is not a place that you want to be. And the reason I say that is because I know I've been inside one. I've been inside several of them, actually. Women's as well. And they're not, they're not very nice. Anyway. All right, let me see something here. Obviously, it's a good thing that younger people are not involved in smoking, but a substance that was illegal on June 8th magically saw immediate and widespread availability following the decriminalization on June 9th, and the lack of regulation puts at risk groups like teens and children as well as pregnant women. Wait a minute, they said they have disclaimers that say we don't sell to under 20, and we don't allow pregnant women to buy. In harm's way. The Ministry of Public Health's official position in that cannabis was legalized in order to provide medicinal use, not recreational use, but no specific rules were put in place with decriminalization. Well, which is it going to be? Hey, thank you to whoever it was who bought me some coffees. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. You're the first of the day. I was there in my journalistic capacity. Each time I went there, I was not ever in there because of a legal problem. So, as much as some people might like to think, that idiot. No, I would never have been in prison anywhere for a criminal offense. I did go in several times to the women's prison, and when I say they sleep on top of each other in both prisons, men and women's, they sleep on top of each other. It's not good. You want privacy taking a dump? Well, guess what? That's not going to happen. You're shitting next to 5 other people, and there are no stalls, there's no doors. It's just hello. just like the guy in China that I've talked about in the past, except, so you don't want to go in there. And, I've heard some guys in their interviews say that, uh, it's a lot better in some places and in their country or whatever. But the bottom line is you don't want to go there. You don't. If for not for any other reason than you lose your freedom and So the point is, you know, there's no reason to get carried away. To take things to the extreme. Even though in your head you're like, oh yes. If that were the case, then the guy in the song towel that was grabbing my thing, I probably would have cracked him. If it was that simple, I would have just, I would have just cracked him. Because in my head, I'm thinking, I'm gonna crack this dude. I'm thinking, boom, but then the smarter part. I got the two sides. I got the the little devil and the little angel. And the little devil's going, go for it, get him, destroy him, thrash him. And then you got the little nice guy who's like, no, that's not how you do it. So, and I am trying to be, I want to be, my desire is to be a nicer, I want to do the George Foreman. That's it? It's over already? I missed another one. Oh no, it's just starting. All right. I'd like to see Robbie Lawler win. I like the guy. He's a good fighter. Seems like a good dude. Yeah, it looks like it's a very even fight. Anyway. Well, I'll tell you what violence does. It scares the shit out of people. And it makes them think twice about doing stuff. I will say that, like had the guy put his hands on me, that would have been a different story. In the elevator, that would have been a different story. And he put his hands on me, I would have lit him up. I would have went after him. Now, who knows what would happen? Who knows what the end result would be? But I think it wouldn't have been pretty. But, most people don't go around doing that. Thankfully. Listen, Thailand is a peaceful place, man. You can have it that way. You can have it as peaceful as you want it here. And I want it peaceful. All right, this fight is starting now. You want violence? Watch the UFC or join a MMA gym or Muay Thai gym or something. You get all the violence you want. All right, let's see here. Yeah. Elvis is irrelevant to most people. Now the bot, has been fluctuating somewhat. Personally, I hope it hits 36. Here's something you guys might like: the average price of beer in Bangkok. This is as of July 3rd. Oh, it's the price of beer around the world. World Beer Index. The average price of a 330 milliliter bottle of beer in Bangkok is US $4.82, approximately 149 baht. I know you can get beer for cheaper than that. But that's in a bar. You hear my wife having a talk with Sid. Thailand, particularly Bangkok, was ranked in 37th place with overall with beer prices ranging from 94 cents in supermarkets to $8.70 in hotel bars. All right, let's take a look at this list here. I gotta put my glasses on. Sorry, can't see where the shit. You're telling me in Scotland and the Netherlands and Wales and Germany and Poland and Lithuania and Belarus, beer is cheaper there than in Thailand? That's crazy. UK, it says it's $5 and, well, it's pretty small. I can't even see it. $5 and some change. So in the UK, it's only a little bit more. Beer in Bangkok, beer in Thailand overall is more expensive than beer in the United States. What does that tell you? That's unbelievable. Ukraine. Where did I see it here? It was $1. What happened to it? I just lost it. Let me see. Now I'm gonna have to go and look there. Ukraine, $1.76 for a beer. Hey, Carlos, how's it going? Some of the expats in Thailand are arrogant and elitist. Well, I may say that about me at some point. I don't know. I do agree with you, though. There are some, I look at like Thai Visa or Asian Now or whatever, and it's like, it's always, oh my God. Listen, I saw some comment about me when I had my beard. And the comment was something along the lines of, the guy probably never takes a shower, never shaves. Oh my God, what is he talking about? What does he know? How important is he? And I'm like, yeah, you're probably the same. I didn't say this, but I wanted to say, you're probably the same asshole who told me that when the Thai immigration came to me to talk about the overstay policy and they wanted me to do a video about it, you're probably the same guy who was, he's lying, he's full of shit. Which I wasn't. That's how they are, though. Grouting tile. My wife has been earnestly looking for a house, and she's been looking in Krabi. And we may end up getting you can get a pretty nice place out there for less than what you would pay in Bangkok, but we may end up renting it out. So if you got like a family or something, or a group of, well, I don't want to say a group of guys, but a family, and you need a place to stay in Krabi, we may have it pretty soon. We'll see. Seen a couple of really nice places down there. It's amazing what's available, but then again, there's some stuff that's like, it's $3 million. Well, we'll pass on that one. Butt wiper. Yeah, but I don't know that that's the beer that they're. Who knows what beer they're looking into, and that's the thing that I want to see. And that's the thing I don't see right now. Project's getting a bit expensive, then you will appreciate it that much more when you're done. The only other Asian countries to feature in the study, only Singapore was found to be more expensive than Thailand, with the average cost of beer $5.17. Malaysia, $4.74. The Philippines, $4.82. Indonesia, $3.17. Cheapest beer is in South Africa, in Pretoria, Bloemfontein, and Cape Town, with an average price of $1.68. Following South Africa, the Ukraine, Kiev, Argentina, Buenos Aires, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Sarajevo, Ghana, Tunisia, Georgia, Chile, and Czech Republic. Meanwhile, Qatar emerged as a city with the most expensive beer, with a whopping $11.26 per bottle. Beer in Qatar is expensive. The mostly Muslim country introduced a 100% tax on alcohol imports ahead of the 2022 World Cup, and visitors need a special permit to drink alcohol. It is also worth pointing out there were a few notable exceptions to study, such as Australia, New Zealand, and Ireland. How can you have a study on beer consumption without including the Irish? Yeah, I don't get that. But I find it interesting to see. I'm looking at all these places like Colombia, $2 and change. Bolivia, $3. Actually, Bolivia is a place Chuck wants to go, not just Uruguay. I mean, some of these places, I don't understand how Thailand is more expensive. And there's a perfect example. Thailand is not dirt cheap. You know, I saw this video. I don't remember the couple's name, but it was this guy and this girl. They were passing through Thailand. You know, they were spending like a week or 2 weeks here. And they're talking about how much money they were spending. And they said, hey, we like to keep the price of our hotel down. We like to have it to where it's rather low. We don't spend a lot on accommodation. We just want a clean place with a decent bed. And their average is about $20 a day for accommodation. So, you know, that's pretty cheap, and you can get that in Thailand. So, when the accommodation is that cheap, how is it that the beer goes that high? Maybe it's because of the taxation and because of the fact that the government doesn't want its people to drink too much. They feel like they've got that daddy syndrome. I'm looking at China, $7, Japan, $6 plus. But the fact that Thailand is right in there, I just can't believe it. I mean, obviously, I live here and I see the beers all the time. And, you know, for me, what's the one that Jono likes and I like, but he likes the light. He likes the San Miguel Light. I like San Miguel. And they're cheap here. They're like 50 baht, you know. Dowlow, how you doing? How you doing? Where you doing? How you going? Where you going? How much longer you got here? You have here. Excuse me. South Africa, $1.68 for beer. Now, I gotta say that I do remember when I was in the Netherlands and I was going every year, they had yet to change to the euro. Oh, you got a little ways. You got a ways to go. Well, the majority of what they're talking about is in bars. That's where the price of beer around the world. Let me see here. Oh, bought from either a supermarket or a hotel bar. So who knows how they figured this out? It's very, the World Beer Index. That's what this. Let me take a look at this because I want to see some of their requirements and the guidelines for this. Okay, they do have. I do have a thing here. You can go down a little ways. I'll put this in the. I'll put the link in the. Right here. But you can see if you go down a little ways, about halfway down, there's a World Beer Index 2021, and it does have supermarket, hotel, bar average. So there's three different categories, three different columns, and let me see here if I can. Thailand was 30. Well, maybe it was lower than that. Thailand was 46. It says 94 cents for a beer, up to a beer in a grocery store, up to 8.70 in a bar. The average is 4.82. You know, the thing with Thailand is that, and especially in Bangkok, if you want to do it on the cheap, like I said, you can go to a $20 hotel. You can go to a, listen, there's still 500-600 baht hotels out there. And that's $15 to $20. You can get a little guest house. You can get a decent room. Costs next to nothing. Don't know if you guys remember, but when I went to Nong Khai, I went to that place. I still don't remember the name of it. But I had been going there for years. Over the years, I've spent time at this place. Very nice place. But, you know, it's a guest house and they have their rooms that are not so nice and the rooms that are nice. Well, now they've changed up and all the rooms are pretty nice. And the lady was like, "Hey, listen, you can get the one for 500, and it's smaller, and or you can get this one that I'm going to give you. It's a bit bigger, and it's a lot nicer." And I was like, "Let me take a look at both of them." I took a look at both of them. I went, "Let me have the one that's 600, not 500." Let's see here. Okay, so in the U.S., a beer in the grocery, $1.49, $8 in a bar. So you're telling me that that's in Washington, D.C. You're telling me that the beers in Bangkok's bars are more expensive than the beer in the Washington, D.C. bars. That's crazy, if you think about it. All right, Russia in a bar, $8.84. I do remember that. $1.33 in a grocery. Singapore, $7.55 in a bar, $2.79 in a grocery. Wow. Crazy. Anyway. What is this? We got Craig's been working on the house for the next 10 days. Yeah, I don't know. You got to do what you got to do, man. Sounds like your wife's got you, she's keeping you busy, which is what wives do. What do I do with my water? There you go. You know, certain places are inexpensive in the country and certain places are not. But if you're in Bangkok, it's going to be a little bit expensive. It can get expensive. Now, if you're going on the Sky Train or something like that, listen, it's reasonable. Compared to, say, Japan or New York, it's very reasonable. Now, I don't know, on Tuesday morning here is the 4th of July evening there. So maybe what I'll do is take a little walk around somewhere, celebrate the 4th. I cannot believe that I hear people or read, let me see here, I don't know what the deal is. Let me see, let me look at this again real quick. Oh, yeah, okay. The Democrats are complaining about the 4th of July. They want to denounce the 4th of July and all these things. And I mean, I think people are just worried too much. They worry too damn much. It's a bash fest. The liberals are turning July 4th into a bash fest, denouncing America. The Statue of Liberty was not a symbol of freedom, but a symbol of hypocrisy. The flag was polarizing. The national anthem doesn't speak for everyone and anyone. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know, how about you just do your thing? If you're a doctor, you go to the hospital. If you're a YouTuber, you go and you YouTube, you stream, you make videos, you do whatever. If you're a factory worker, you go to the factory. And when you come home, you vote for the person that aligns with what you believe in. That is best aligned. That might not be a great person. And that's the only thing you can do. You want to go out and protest, go out and protest. If you start getting violent, then you're a piece of shit. You start burning stuff down, you're a piece of shit. Even fireworks are racist. What? See, I think people just think too much, man. Today, flying the flag from the back of a pickup truck or over a lawn is increasingly seen as a clue, albeit an imperfect one, to a person's political affiliation in a deeply divided nation. Are we headed for civil war in the United States? Oh, God. Maxine Waters bashes the founders but does not note or does not care that the laws of the United States have changed multiple times to make it clear the aspirational document was not just about white men. She's a fucking twat. I can't stand that bitch. Some of these ladies, Pelosi elbowing the kid. Anybody see that? Nancy Pelosi elbowing the kid. And then saying, I was just trying to get her into the picture so that she wasn't behind me. She's such a piece of shit. They're all these people. They're all pieces of shit. I want to be nice, though. I visited it there as well, Dowlow. The last time we were in America, we did go there. And, I think people just got too much time for that. If they got that much time to go out and protest, listen, I understand there's certain things, if you want to protest, fine, I understand it. That's your right. But I think sometimes some of these people, they are like, it's like they have nothing better to do, so all they do is go out and protest. They go out and complain because you didn't call me this, you didn't call me that. And this, my friends, is why I think it's important to get on the bandwagon and understand that, you know what, at some point you may need to go somewhere else. Because who knows what's going to happen. Listen, I wouldn't want to be there in a civil war. You nuts? Nowadays, I'd have to go and freaking buy a couple of machine guns just to protect myself, protect everybody that, around us. We would have to do that. What good is that? What kind of life is that? If that's how they want it to be, they want, if it's that divided and people want to have a civil war, then, I don't want to be there. Really. I haven't been there in almost 30 years. What do I want to be there for now? Why would I do that? I've been here almost 30 years, Tim. Why? I think I told you that before. There's the only reason I would go back would be to take care of my parents, and they don't need me to do that. And I would go back to visit. But other than that, why? Why would I go? I'd go somewhere else. I'd go to Ecuador. go to Ecuador. I'd go somewhere else. I don't know, where else I would go, but Ecuador seems pretty good. Seems like it's within striking distance. You know, and we're okay here. And things, I mean, I don't want to live like in a. Oh, I'm so fearful that this is going to happen and that's going to happen. The other day, I think it was Bruce. He sent me a message and he says, it's good you have the South down there, so in case something pops off here. And I'm like, when has anything ever popped off here that would truly affect me? When has it ever happened here? Never. There's been multiple coups in the last century. The people have not gone running after foreigners. And if it got that bad, I would find a way out. I'd get out of here. I mean, it's that simple. What the hell do I want to go back to the States for? I mean, I'd feel like a fish out of water. Here, I don't. I'm comfortable. Not to mention my wife and my kids, who I'm not going to just, I'm going to leave because I don't like the way that it is here. Something's popping off here. Something popping off here, you go down south. Something's popping off down south, you go somewhere else. You find a way. You'd be all right, I moved from my state because crime, etc., was getting out of control. Yeah, I've seen a lot of things about the crime and how some of the police don't want to, they don't want to do anything. And I mean, it's like, where did all this defunding come from and all this other stuff? I just don't understand the logic behind it. If somebody could make a good, state a case, lay it out for me. Hey, this is why it's good we defund and we don't have police. Okay, let me see it. I gotta say that in all my interactions with police, whether on the street, whether as a journalist going into places or whatever it might be, I've never had somebody be really nasty to me. Ever. Yeah, well, I mean, listen, it's I hate to say this, but to me it looks like the empire is slowly eroding. They can talk about how everything's going to be great in the future, but what's the national debt now? It's crazy. And I look at Pelosi, I look at Maxine Waters, I look at even some of the Republicans. I mean, come on. I don't want to just lean on and just say, oh, well, because of my political... No. I want to go with the right people, but I don't see anybody. And, I don't really want to watch anybody now because I just don't want to I don't want to care too much because I don't live there. But the people that I do see repeatedly, this AOC, she's a scourge, man. You need to get rid of that bitch. She needs to boot that bitch. She's terrible. Absolutely terrible. And the other one from Minnesota, the Somalian. Get rid of her. Get rid of that other one, that Rashiba or whatever her name is. Get rid of her. Get rid of all these pieces of shit. Kick them all out. And you know what's funny? What's going to happen when the elections come up? I don't know, when is it? I don't even know when it is. It's coming up soon. And they are not in a position of power anymore. Yeah, where's the great leaders? I don't know. Well, obviously, it seems like they hate America. I just saw something about Joe Biden saying something about their plan is, this liberalism, and I don't understand it, and I didn't want to look into it. I don't want to read it, because you know what? I got enough things going on here. It's enough for me to worry about what am I going to eat today? Do I have anything to do? What are my kids doing? Do they need anything? What does my wife want me to do? Are we supposed to do anything? It's enough. That's more than enough for me. You know? So, why would I need more of that? I don't. I'm just curious to know something. Who is this? Duke Nukem. Motherfucker. I thought you were gone. What happened? And why is it you gotta have a million different names? I'm kind of like curious to know this. What's the reasoning behind having, 5 names, 10 names, 20 names uh, on YouTube or any other platform? I'll tell you what, I think that Instagram is a scourge on the young people in America. I think there's way too many people, way too many women who are like, look at me, look at my titties. Yeah, well, guess what? Once your titties start sagging, nobody's gonna want them. They're gonna be like, honey, you're fucking 55 years old. You've been on Instagram since you were 35. I saw some chick the other day on Instagram. I'm like, honey, you should not be showing everything like that. It's not right. You're an old lady. But she thought she was hot shit. Oh, well, what do you care if people make fun of you? Why do you really care? Come on, man. Banned by SpaceX. I have no idea what the hell that means. This is exactly the kind of nonsense that I don't understand anymore. I'm like this. What is all this bullshit? And I'm not pointing to you specifically, but I just mean, I can't even. I used to think, Instagram was good for me to put like photos. Like I used to think they were good for me to take photos that I thought were really good photos. I don't give a shit anymore. If I put anything up, it's just because for whatever reason I feel like putting it up. I don't even care anymore. You know what I mean? Like Instagram it's like a Facebook now. It's too much. It's overdone, overused. Why always be looking at it? And Twitter, the same thing. Twitter, the only thing good is that if you need quick news, I know what SpaceX is, but what the hell does that... Oh, God. Well, there's your first mistake. You go to argue with the rocket scientists. Are you a rocket scientist? I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't know you and you are, but I don't think so. So why would you argue with them? Why do you waste your time doing that? Yeah, my patience is non-existent anymore. I have no patience for any of this shit. The world's going in the toilet. It's going in the toilet. That's good. I'll be dead in, 10, 20 years, and I won't have to put up with it anymore. Oh, my God. Have the prices in Thailand went up? Food, gas, or gas, food, etc. Yeah, a little bit. But, not drastically. They've been going up for a while. Food prices for sure. Chicken, definitely. Price has gone up. From 86 baht for 400 grams to 116 baht for 400 grams. And the price is starting to go up on the hotels again because, people are starting to come back and they're not as desperate as before. How's that working for you there, Duke? Yeah, how's that working out for you? Isn't that what what's his name? That doctor, the pseudo doctor, Dr. Phil. Isn't that what he says? How's that working out for you? The artist formerly known as Duke Nukem, now known as Motherfucker. Oh God. Anyway. And tell me why that would be. Why do you have clout? Oh my God. I don't understand. Please enlighten me. Oh, here's something I might be interested in. This one, we might be interested in this one. House hunting in Thailand. Who's buying now? Foreigners traditionally have found Thailand attractive for its reasonable housing prices, which continue to be lower than in places like Hong Kong and Singapore. Yeah, well, watch. In the future, they won't be. Current prices for detached houses on Koh Samui typically start at $130 a square foot, ranging up to $450 a square foot for a luxury home on the beach. Condos typically run $170 to $250, blah, blah, blah. Housing prices rose 46.2%, then increased 5.3% year over year in 2019. All right, I don't want to get into this too much. This is rather boring. You're boring me, Malin. All right, so who won the fight? Oh, Alex Pereira he knocked him out. Wow. What happened with the, wow, so Strickland got knocked out. Crazy. Well, just goes to show you. Punch is just a punch. I tell them rockets need to be electric capacitors without heavy batteries. You don't think they thought of that before? I mean, do you know how, you know what what it takes to run a Tesla? Boneless skin chicken breast was 105 Thai bought a kilo at Macro an hour ago. I don't usually go to Macro. It's good to know, though. I'm not saying, they do have specials once in a while, but for the most part, those are the prices I get. What are your kids? What your kids been up to lately? Right now, my kids are up to nothing. They're sleeping, and they've been going to the gym a lot. And actually, my wife said to Nicholas, "Your arms are getting too big." His arms are getting big. He's working out. He's bulking up a bit, which is a little strange to see when you're used to your little pipsqueak kid running around, grabbing your leg, crying, and asking questions, and then now you see him and he's like, and I don't know, I think Alex is supposed to go to the studio. He's supposed to go yesterday. He went to the gym, so maybe he'll go today. I don't know. I mean, really, the Tesla automobile, the amount of batteries and the weight of the battery, how are they going to do that with a rocket? And the cost of them. I mean, it seems to me that they would know a hell of a lot more about it than you do. But, it's your life. You want to argue with them, go for it. I was just curious. my God. All right, what is this here? Let's see. That was Sid. In case you don't know, Sid is very vocal. All right, let's see here. Oh my God. Here we go. Ups and downs. I don't think that's very funny. Man wins lottery, then falls to his death down a drain. He won the lottery and then encountered a fatal accident. The 56-year-old man chose the number 417 and found himself holding a winning lottery ticket. He immediately went out to celebrate with drinks with his friends, but never made it home. Why do you see this? Let me just tell you something. If you win the lottery, the first thing you do is it definitely is not go out and get hammered. If you ever watch the Trailer Park Boys, every time they get out of jail, I'm going to get drunk, I'm going to get fucked up, oh, I'm going to party my ass off tonight. I'm like, wait a minute. And the other guy, Julian, he's always the one who, he wants to put some plan into effect. He doesn't want to get hammered. He doesn't want to go out and drink himself into a stupor. So why this guy would go out and do that, I don't know. I have no clue why he would do that. Wouldn't you want to, like, roll around in your money? You know, wouldn't you want to, like, I don't know, set up a couple of accounts that maybe, will earn you some money? I don't get it. The man's older sister said the lottery winner took care of himself despite suffering from gout, but she became concerned when he never returned home. The man had just been out with a small group of friends, 5 people, having a drink to celebrate. A drink or drinks? To celebrate his lottery winning just hours before. Heavy rain set in around 7 p.m., and after an hour more of drinks, the man decided he would head home. All his friends assumed he was home safely and were surprised when his sister showed up looking for him hours later. She said she began to worry after it had gotten late and she hadn't heard from her brother. The other people that had joined him for a celebration told her that the lottery winner had left long ago. A search ensued for the missing man down the rain-soaked and flooded local road. Conditions were unsafe, and on that same night, rainy night, a delivery driver had driven into a hole, and a woman was treated for metal piercing her leg after falling off her bike. Someone eventually found a single flip-flop abandoned next to a drain and discovered the body of the 56-year-old lottery winner inside that drain. By the time police arrived, a friend had already pulled the unfortunate man's lifeless body out of the drain. Officers investigated and said that while there was no sign of any foul play, police will perform an autopsy to be safe. What are you going to do? You're going to go out and get hammered. You better make sure that you don't fall into a hole, especially if you just won the lottery. That's just so crazy. Sad. That would suck, man. Hey, I just won the lottery. Woohoo! And then I fall down inside of a manhole cover. A manhole. I just fall down into a sewage drain or something like that, and that's the end of me. That's a sad way to go. All right, we got anything else to talk about here? Anything interesting? I wanted to know what you guys would have done when the guy asked me about the mask, but Only a couple of people responded. Gennaro said he put a mask on. A couple other people were like, should have cracked him. All right, what's this here? Rise in severe cases coincides with waning immunities, doctors warn. Thailand has seen a rise in severe COVID-19 cases as the country relaxes most of its lockdown and prevention measures in a bid to open up the country. A senior doctor told the Thai Enquirer on Friday that waning immunities may be partly to blame, and encouraged most Thais to seek booster shots. How many boosters do we have to get? When does it become redundant? Thailand found 2,354 new cases on Friday and 16 fatalities, but a senior doctor at Siriraj Hospital warned that the number of hospitalizations were increasing from a month ago. We're seeing lower number of cases, but more severe cases. That means the number of hospitalizations has gone up even though numbers are down. This means, according to the doctor, that immunity from the vaccines could be waning and people are not following up with booster shots. So I need to get a fourth booster. Most people got their second or third jabs in January when Omicron really hit Thailand. The 6-month immunity window is now coming to an end, and the efficacy of vaccine is waning. So are we going to have to do this every year? Just tell me now so I can prepare myself. Isn't it ironic? I mean, do you need more? You need 4 more? I don't know. I understand it. Okay, if you need a booster or if you need a yearly shot, they should be able to facilitate that. Uh-oh, I gotta sneeze. COVID. Really, she's got it now? Well, Nicholas had it. He had it, and he basically just stayed in a room for 3 days and slept. Thank you. Maybe COVID. Don't have enough vaccines. Don't have enough boosters. That's pretty much what he did. He slept for 3 days. He got up to take a piss or a dump. That's nothing, man. I've sneezed like 10 times, 12 times before. And they're hardcore. I gotta be careful. There's 1 or 2 times when I sneezed and it like pulled a muscle because I sneezed so much. So, hey, I want to just give everybody a big thanks for watching and also for leaving a thumbs up and subscribing. I appreciate it, and for watching whenever you get a chance, whenever that may be. I appreciate that. I also appreciate everybody who's helped keep the channel afloat. That's always a good thing. Hopefully this week I'll be in Phuket. It's all dependent on the wife. If I don't go, I blame it on her. If I go, I blame it on her. And the reason is because I don't have to go there. If you haven't already, do me a favor and watch this video. This is on the came from the stream the other day. I'm going to start putting up some stream clips because I think that's a wise thing to do. I understand not everybody can watch an hour and a half or 2.5 hour live stream. So I'm going to try to put up some of the highlights if there are highlights. Oh yeah, don't forget about the shirts. You got these shirts, many more available in all sizes. Get yourself a shirt. Just go to anamericanandbangkok.com. And everything is down in the description. It always is. All you got to do is go down there. You can find my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter, the merch, everything else. So I appreciate that. Where are we at for time? We're at about an hour and a half. So, yeah, I mean, a couple things. I want to see how this no caffeine. I want to see how it works. I want to see if it works. Which app gives you the most cash? Well, that's a good question. Well, Zelle. If you have Zelle, if you're in the United States, there is no fee for Zelle. Apple Money, followed by the Cash App, which that's basically nothing. PayPal is not that good, and if you are here in Thailand and have a PayPal account from Thailand like I do, supposedly by the end of the year it will they will no longer allow me to use it. But they've said that before. I just don't know all the specifics quite yet. But they sent me a note the other day, and it was only for one account. I have two accounts. One was a business account, the other was a personal account. The personal account seems to be okay. The business one, they want all the business information. They want you to be linked up when registered with the Thai government, all this stuff. And nobody's going to do that. The people who are, I mean, you know, my wife is on eBay. I can tell you she's not going to be doing that. It's just too much of a hassle. And PayPal is, like I said the other day, and I hate to say this, but because they were, you know, at one point they were the only option. But I also have, if you look down in the description, I got like Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon. Patreon, it works out to about, you lose about 10%. Buy Me a Coffee, it's about 10%. Cash App, really it's next to nothing. It's pennies. Unless it's a rather large amount, then, you know, it's like a couple of dollars, but it's nothing exorbitant. PayPal, it depends on how you get paid, where you're getting paid from, is there an exchange fee, and all that kind of stuff. YouTube is the let me think if I remember how it works. Advertising, they get 45%, I get 55%. If it's a super chat, I get 70%, they get 30%. Are you doing your hair again? Oh. The cat's bothering her. That cat has got to be on top of somebody every single day, anytime we're around. So she's doing her hair, and the cat wants some loving. Anyway, those are the best ones in my opinion. I don't really know. And you know, there's always the crypto, but the crypto doesn't always work out. You know, with the fees, there are some that have like next to nothing fees. The fees are pennies. But I don't know. There used to be a guy who would come in and send the crypto all the time. He doesn't come in much. He never came in like every single stream, but he would come in once in a while, and he liked to pay with crypto. I haven't seen him in a while. Haven't seen Richard Gallagher in a while. Richard, if you're out there, Chucky was just here. He says hello. Chucky is probably on a plane right now. Let me think here. Well, he's on a plane or he's in... Well, he already might be in Europe. I don't remember where he said he was going. But he may be there right now. You know, good for him. I forget where else he said he was going. But the plan is to go to South America. He has quite a few frequent flyer miles, so that's the deal between he and I. And the plan is to go to either South America, which is, I think he said, Uruguay, Paraguay, and Bolivia, which I have never been to those countries. Or to a few countries in Africa, which I am more inclined to want to go to, like Mozambique. That's a place I really want to go. The Congo, I told him the Congo is not so dangerous anymore, and so he's mulling it over, and I need to double check because I want to be honest about it. I don't want to go there and then it turns out to be extremely dangerous, which I think it probably is a little too dangerous for Chucky to go to, and myself as well, because you really need to have somebody there that you know that will help you out if you're a newbie, like I would be and like he would be. We'd be fish out of water. So I do know a few people, but I don't know that we're gonna make it. We'll see. There's plenty of places to go in the continent, the dark continent. So that's what's going on, and then I may stream again Tuesday morning, because guess what? That's July 4th in the States. And I want to see how things are going, if everybody's eating their hot dogs and having a good time. Anyway, I think that's all I got. I don't feel like going out. I'm not going out anywhere today. Today is, thank you to, I guess it would be, well, I'm just going to say thank you to Udon Tani. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And also, what is this? Well, thank you. That's what I'm going to say. I'll say thank you. Thank you to everybody. So, hopefully, like I said, listen, I know this, how can I put this? The thing I have to remember is that this stream is not for me, even though, in a way, it is for me. This is for you guys. And just because I've been somewhere doesn't mean that other people wouldn't like to see it. And so I have to remember that. Like Chinatown. I haven't been to Chinatown in a while. I think I will probably go down there in the next couple of days to a couple of weeks. I haven't been to Sarni's, the Sarni's by Chao Phraya River. I haven't been to Chao Phraya River in quite some time. So there are a lot of places I can go that I've been before, and I'll go there to show you guys. And also, I'm always looking for new places. But the point is, if I do go to Phuket, obviously I've been there, I live there, and I've been there quite a few times. But I haven't been there for about a year. And it'll be interesting to see how that place has changed, just like seeing Kanchanaburi change. And I know that if I go with my wife, well, she's going to be a little bit busy, that at least we'll have a few things that we'll do that I probably would not do by myself. Come to Samut Prakan and visit me. That's a possibility. Dallo. Samut Prakan is not that far. It's a possibility. I got your line, so I'll send you a message. Daniel, I haven't forgotten either. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see what's going on in the next couple of days. Like I said, I want to stream on Tuesday and then maybe Friday, or I don't know. I'm really trying to put together a schedule that I can stick to, so I can say this is when everything happens and that's it. But when you're doing things live, sometimes if I'm at home, that's one thing. It's very easy. You set up a time, 9 o'clock. But when I'm out, it's a little bit different because sometimes transportation takes longer. Sometimes you can't leave early enough to make it in time to a place. Sometimes a place is not open until too late. So there's all kinds of things to think about. Anyway, don't worry about that. I'm just gonna keep doing what I do and try to make it better and better. So anyway, that's all I have. So I appreciate you guys joining me. Oh, I forgot that the UFC is on. Oh, this is Max Holloway and Volkanovski. What round is first round? I know more about Thailand thanks to you, Scott. Oh, well, thank you. A lot more than I've learned from other vloggers visiting on my bucket list. Okay, well, that's nice to know. I hope that sometimes people learn a little bit. I may not be the best teacher in the traditional sense, but by going places and talking about places and talking about how I think things are, hopefully some of it rubs off. So anyway, appreciate it, and I will talk to you guys soon. All right? Until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di leo jerken mai. That's good luck, and see you later. I'm gonna watch the rest of this UFC. All right, there's my books. There we go. I'll talk to you guys later. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. Yeah. All right, guys. See you later. Ciao.